How's it going, everybody? Nick again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Q4 for government contracting. And why is it so important? If you've ever heard of the term use it or lose it, that comes directly from government contracting, that the government has to spend the allocated budget that they get at the start of October to spend it all by the end of September. Now, notoriously, September is going to be the most expensive month for the government. It's when they're going to buy the most because, again, they have to spend this money. So today what we're going to be focusing on is how to position your business properly to start targeting those awards. So let's dive in. So first thing that we're going to look at today is going to be how do you research your industry so you can understand what markets are winning contracts in Q4. A website I recommend to do this is going to be SAM.gov. So today what we're going to be doing is looking at general contracting. So we're going to use the code 236220. And if you've never used USA Spending, I do have tutorials on how to use this as well. And we're going to filter out a few years here. And so when you pull this data, where the data becomes so important is it's like selling water. It's easier to sell water to a person who got done running a marathon versus somebody sitting on your couch. And the benefit of the government is it's citizen tax dollars, right? So this is all information that gets publicated that we can then use to track for our own market research. And no matter what your industry is, you can go on USA Spending, plug in a specific time period. For this, I'm using about a 7-year sample size. And then go down to the NAICS code section and just plug in your NAICS codes. Once you have that, it's going to give you all the data, all the primes that are winning the contracts, the agencies that are currently awarding the contracts, and what we're going to be looking at today is the times. So what you're going to see here is these periods of months where they go up, then they go down, then they go up, then they go down, then they go really high, and then they fall down again. And why this is important is all of these high peak months are all going to be September. So the thing that we want to focus on is what agencies generally purchase around this time, which one of those are applicable with our services, and how do I position myself to go after these contracts. Now, the cool part about Q4 is the government doesn't have a lot of time to sit there and wait 60 days for a bid. So a lot of these contracts are going to be done through what's called a simplified acquisition procedure. If you're not familiar with what an SAP contract is, highly recommend just Googling SAP contracts, and they're going to give you a breakdown of exactly what these are. These are essentially contracts that are under $350,000 that do not require the federal Part 15 requirements, which make proposals a lot more technical. So it eliminates and streamlines the proposal process for the government and for the businesses to help get awards faster, and ultimately for the government, they're just trying to spend that budget. So your margins are going to be very good. There's going to be a variety of contracts, and whether you are a prime or you're a sub, everybody's either taking on more work or are looking to hire somebody to take on more work. So if you're ever going to be aggressive, now is the time. So once we have our industry here, what we're going to be looking to do is identify what agencies and what primes are going to be a good fit. So if you're a general contractor, and let's say we are a general contractor in the state of, let's do Florida. So once we pull Florida, it's going to give us all the stats for all the companies in Florida. Now, what I recommend you do is instead of doing awarding agency, we're going to do awarding sub-agency. We're not just looking to do work with the DoD. We want to do work with the Army. We want to do work with the Navy. We want to do work with the Air Force or Defense Logistics Agency. What agencies inside of the DoD are spending what we do? Now, cool thing also that you can do is any contract, for example, the Department of the Army, when you're looking at award data, they're going to have the first number on here will tell you what agency it is. So if it's a W, that is the Army. If it is an N, that is the Navy. So if you want to save yourself a lot of time, just remember what agencies, first letter is on the award IDs. And this will save you a lot of time when you're just searching through thousands of awards. Now, also what we're going to have here are the companies. And the companies are no different, right? If the government is spending, there's going to be a variety of companies that are winning. And so we want to target both audience groups. We want to look at not only just the government, but the primes that are winning the contracts. Because again, depending on the size of the contract, and for general contracting, it's over $1.5 million is required to have a subcontracting participation plan, which means any of these contracts here that you see on my screen are all going to require subcontracts. So we can identify what companies are going to need our help, which ones are going to require subcontractors. And also, if you click on the company here and you dive down into the spending data, all you have to do is scroll down. And what you want to click for is either quarter or month. I prefer month just because it gives us a lot more, individual data, because sometimes Q4 in July versus Q4 in September are two different time periods. And that's a big difference of when we're actually going to reach out. You want to start positioning yourselves in July for contract in September. So what you would do is find companies, and again, all the companies are going to be listed under the recipient name here. And you can go through and click on any of their companies and see which ones are generally winning contracts in Q4. You will see, for example, this first company I clicked on, they did not do much. They won one contract, or they won about $50 million in October. They did very little throughout the year. But then when it got to Q4 in July of last year, they won an abundance of their dollars through just that 3-month period. So this would be a perfect candidate to position yourself, if you're a general contractor that works in Florida, to contact this company on Q4 initiative, right? And so what we really want to pay attention to is how you position your business. Do you have your capability statement in order? Do you have your certifications? If you want to work with the DoD, you must get your CMMMC certification. There is a bunch of compliance tasks that we want to accomplish prior to reaching out to anybody. Nobody wants to go on a date with somebody that's wearing tank tops, gym shorts, and some Crocs, right? So present yourself in the best ability to where if you're meeting a done construction, they see who you are, you're checking all the boxes, and now you're also connecting with them at the right time. And the public information allows you to, to reiterate the water bottle analogy. This is what separates if you are selling water to somebody who's completing a marathon versus somebody who's just sitting on their couch. But it's just about the research. So you can go through, and essentially what I tell all my clients to do is build a list of primes, build a list of government agencies. If you wanted the government directly, you can just click on one of these awards here. And this is more to get the contact information. So if you take this award ID, and we're going to go to SAM.gov here, and you paste the award ID in the search bar. Oh, there we go. And you click on the award and you scroll down all the way to the bottom. It's going to give you the contracting officer's name. Super simple. Take the award ID, paste it in SAM, click on the contract, scroll to the bottom. Very easy, very streamlined. All we need is the contact information. Now, once we have the contact information to a prime, once we have the contact information to a contracting officer, what do? Now, this is more industry dependent. If you are an IT company, if you are a staffing firm, a lot of the times you can do what's called unsolicited proposals, where you send an unsolicited proposal directly to an agency, where the government around Q4 is notorious for doing what's called a sole source contract. A sole source contract is very similar to what they would deem a no competitive contract, where the government can just give it to a single company without there being any competition applied, which is typically required on contracts. So this skips the big hurdle if you are a small business to try to win contracts. Why compete? It's easier to send an email than it is to send a bid. You could send 30 emails in a day to contracting officers versus typing up one bid. So do your research, make sure you take the time to identify what agencies are buying what you do, identify exactly what agencies are purchasing in Q4, what primes are purchasing in Q4, and then we start the outreach. Once we are outreaching, this you want to make it very specific, right? And specifically if you're a veteran, minority, woman-owned business, this is where a lot of the certifications come into place. Because not only as a, let's say, for example, a veteran, not only can you get what's called small business sole source contracts, you can get what's also called veteran sole source contracts. So this opens up the door to a multitude of pools that the government can award you contracts without dealing with a long bidding process. They can streamline this process directly to you and get that money spent quickly before the end of their budget. So the key thing here is to be aggressive. If you don't have a CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce or Monday, there's a lot of free trials out there. I recommend getting some of those as well, because then you could start hosting your prime and government buyer leads in these databases. For example, my company uses HubSpot. So all of our leads are hosted in HubSpot. This is how we track our data. This is how we track our sales. This is how we track our contacts and our current clients. It's all through our CRM. And I know specifically for HubSpot, they do allow up to the first 1,000 leads being free. And if you're just focused on government contracting, you're probably not going to hit 1,000 leads. So getting all that into a CRM will make your marketing a lot easier, and it'll make it easier to track as well. So that way you understand if you send out 30 emails to the government today, you can identify which ones are opening, which ones are clicking, which ones are scheduling meetings. Now, when you're sending out these emails, do not send out a blank white page capability statement. A capability statement needs to be a 1 to 2 page resume that is very clear and concise of exactly what your company does, but also look visibly attractive. I look at capability statements all day. I talk to government buyers who look at them all day. Make them stand out. There is nothing that says I do not take the government seriously than a quick ChatGPT prompt capability statement that was just uploaded on a white piece of paper and sent to the government. A lot of the times they're not going to take you seriously. So throughout the entire process, making sure your visibility is ready, make sure your compliance is ready, make sure you have all your documents. Your capability statement is up to date. Your SBA profile is up to date. And now we move on to our research where we're identifying primes and identifying government buyers that are a good fit for what we do. And then it is aggression, outreach, outreach, outreach. We have to reach out to the primes. We have to reach out to the government. Nobody can buy what you do if they don't know who you are. So the most important thing in Q4 is aggression. And the second most important thing is going to be the number of outreaches that you do. But again, don't just send random emails. We need this to be research-based, reference opportunities, reference agency spending. If you really dive into the research, you can even get down to what budget they have obligated to spend to see how far away they are from that budget being completed. So these are all things that you can leverage as a small business going into Q4. And whether you use USA Spending, you can use DSBS, which is also a great website if you wanted to find companies to subcontract with. There's a lot of platforms that you can use to find this information. But again, I can't stress how much aggression means in fiscal quarter Q4.